Right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for heat number 2. There was a little bit of a server restart there. We removed the pit stop, so at least the guys don't have to go and do that in this race. Even though it did make things a little bit interesting, it's not something that they would need to worry about now. So the starting positions for this heat number 2, we're going to have Etienne in the Bulldog car up in first place, followed by Adrian Bond in second. Tyler will be in third, with Michael Struvic in fourth place. Flip van Sale will be in fifth, with Wayne Bond in sixth. Then it will be Johan VDV seventh, Thomas in eighth, and Robert Stoltz in ninth position. So this is a manual formation lap, which will happen after this game assisted formation lap, and the instruction is to move to the left if you need to be overtaken. The good old saying here in South Africa, keep left, pass right. The guys are now just moving over, because there is the pole sitter Etienne. He's looking to get himself at the top there, and he's going to be followed by another 8 very willing and eager drivers. So for some reason Etienne's not happy to go into the front there. Very, very strange. Well, there we go. So he's now taken his rightful position up at number 1. Then in second place is Tyler. Flip van Sale. So it is Etienne. Now they've just gone past the sectors. The guys would have got into the position. So Etienne in first, Adrian second, Tyler in third place, and that is Tyler Scott, not Tyler Humphrey. Michael in fourth, Flip in fifth, Wayne sixth, Johan 7, Thomas 8, and Robert in ninth place. So Etienne just getting his lights in order. So it is go here, race number 2. And Johan VDV looks like he got a great start there, but just about going off the track. So Etienne is away. Michael going around the outside. Well, that looks like a Flip able to... Trying to look like the Flip has actually got ahead of Michael there. But Etienne so far is away and opening a gap between himself and Adrian. But Tyler in 3rd place has got Flip van Zyl closing up on him. You can see how congested that is there. And the race lead winner from heat number 1, that is Wayne Bond in 6th place. Side by side, Flip van Zyl and Tyler Scott down the Bentley Straight. As they head towards the bridge, it's going to be on the brakes. Is Michael going to have a look to the inside? He just shows a nose there, but is non-committal in terms of the pass. And Tyler makes a mistake and he runs himself wide, so he's going to lose 3 places there. And that's a Flip, Michael and Wayne going past. So Tyler was in 3rd place. He's now going to drop all the way down into 6th. But Etienne Mouton out in 1st place. Still has Adrian right behind him, but you can just see how congested it is in the middle. Tyler trying to get that car pitched in. Just looked like an understeer, then the rear just almost letting go there. Big understeer there for Tyler, and Johan closing up on him and bringing Thomas with him. And then the background, that is Roberts in the other BMW. It is Adrian starting to close up on Etienne now. That gap within just under half a second. But where it is hot and happening is down in 3rd, 4th and 5th place. And that is Michael trying to close up on Flip van Zyl. But what's happening is he's getting lots and lots of pressure from Wayne. And we're definitely seeing the BMWs are really, really strong on the straight line, especially here along the Bentley Straight. And Michael just moving over to the outside, just trying to squeeze up and close off that space and not allow Wayne to get through there. And race leader Etienne under lots and lots of pressure there by Adrian. But Etienne goes through and leads yet another lap. 1:59.0 there for Etienne. 1:59.1 for Adrian. 1:58.2. And there's contact in the background and saw 2 cars going off. That looks like it was Michael. And are we able to just have a quick replay there? No. Oh, so unfortunately, that's very unfortunate there for Michael. You can see just clipping the inside curb, and that's just threw him up into the air and into Adrian. So not intended, and Adrian just found himself in the wrong place at the wrong time. So, Etienne, lots and lots of curb on the inside there. And now I'm sure he can see not only Adrian Bond in his rearview mirror, but also Flip van Sales. And apologies, I thought that was Adrian. That was Wayne that actually caught that inside curb. So the race leader from heat, or race winner from heat 1, has found himself near the bottom there. Just an unfortunate racing incident there, I'm afraid. But now Flip van Sale putting a lot of pressure on the Orion shop fitters. Big dent busters. Picture on the side of that BMW on the one side, and then on the other side it is the auto shop. So just as I was going to say that Johan VDV is having a great time, but there's Thomas in the background just spinning that out a bit, and Johan VDV is going to understeer here, just manages to hang on to it. But Johan up into a 5th place. And Etienne is wide. He's going to leave that door wide open for Adrian to sneak up on the inside. And it is going to be a 3 wide now down the Bentley straight. Etienne just losing that rear, which now releases Adrian and Flip into the 1st and 2nd place. Adrian is a little bit wide there, but Flip doing everything he can, keeping that pressure on, making sure that Schick Extreme 3 car is right in the mirrors. But this would be the perfect time now for Etienne just to get himself behind Flip, follow his lines. So through the Montreal hairpin, you can just hear the traction control fighting really, really hard. Johan VDV has got Robert Stoltz just about on his rear wing. Johan touching that inside curb through Montreal. That's going to just slow him up a bit. And it does look like Johan has been able to get himself a little bit of breathing space. Oh, Etienne in the background there. Just not able to get that car stopped in time. But now it is the battle for first is between Flip and Adrian. Great shots down the Bentley straight. And in the wets, the combination through Brundle and Mansell very tricky. And through the dry, that corner there would be flat, but just noticing the drivers are a lot more tentative through that car, and the rear definitely sliding out as they're getting that power on. We're approaching the halfway point of this race. And just looking at how much time we've got left versus the load shedding schedule, it is going to be extremely tight. So hopefully we will be able to get to the end of this race without having to stop the recording. That traction control definitely working very hard. But now I've just noticed that there is the battle now starting to grow as Michael and Wayne start moving closer and closer to the back of Robert and Johan. Little look to the inside. Wayne decides just to back off from that move. Seeing a lot of drivers getting that little section wrong there, but so far all four of them on point. But this is where the BMW will have the legs. You can see Johan batting to get that power down with that Porsche, and Johan just slotting in behind Robert. Johan's a little bit slow, just hesitated a little bit, seeing Robert under some pressure there. But Wayne now all over the back of that Porsche. And I'm sure Michael is waiting just for that little opportunity, a little sniff. And if there is any problems or any mistakes from the drivers ahead of you, he's going to be more than happy to pounce. So the Porsche just struggling with the straight line speed. But Wayne with that damage, he's also not going to be able to be getting the maximum performance out of his BMW. Johan going very defensive into Montreal, but he's gone too deep. And Wayne tries to just put one in there. Just too close side by side there, and Wayne now drops back. He still has 8 minutes to recover. But I just saw out of the corner of my eye that Flip van Zyl had got himself ahead of Adrian. So 8 minutes left on the clock and 8 minutes left till load shedding. It's going to be extremely close. We just got to ask the man with the button, just give us 1 extra minute please. So Johan VDV has dropped back, because now I'm seeing that Wayne is up into 6th. But now where is Michael? So Michael is behind. Oh, he's down into 12th place. So there just may have been a coming together there. But Johan's really battling with that Porsche, deciding to go into the pits now. So there must have been some contact. So the gap now between first and second is on 1 second. Flips a little bit wide there, so that's going to allow Adrian to close up on him once again. And a good drive here onto the Bentley straight could just set him up for an overtaking maneuver. So both Michael and VDV in the pits. So Flip slowly just creeping to the inside, just closing off that line. So Adrian are not able to make that move. And it's generally single file through here. So 6 minutes left of the race. Sure, both Flip and Adrian are late on the brakes there. Adrian trying the little cutback, staying on the outside. Signboard in the middle of the road there. That's definitely not what drivers want to be seeing, because that can be extremely distracting. But it looks like Flip has got his head down again. But Adrian are not making it easy on Flip at all. So 4.5 minutes left of the race. And it looks like Johan is in the pits and is called it a day. Could not see him come out as Adrian just catches that curb, unsettles the rear. But he was able to catch it before it rotated. There's a confirmation. Johan in the pit still. An absolute great drive here from Etienne. Started in pole position, but he's been able to do an absolute great drive. Was being pushed by Adrian and Flip for a couple of laps, but he was able to keep the nose clean. He does have Tyler Scott closing down on him, but I'm pretty sure he'll be relishing at this podium. There's Tyler for BMW Sim Racing. So Michael currently in 8th place. Difficult race for him this evening, especially in the second heat. We just managed to get a glimpse of that replay with him going into turn number 1, touching that inside curb, unsettling the car, and just bouncing off and going into the side of Wayne Bond. So 2 minutes left to go. So this will be the final lap. But also it looks like Robert has got a battle on his hands. Wayne is 1.5 seconds behind him. A little bit of damage to the front of Robert's car there. One minute left to go. So 26 seconds, and if we look at the current time, it is now 10 o'clock. So we're hoping to not lose that power. So Fliffensell will cross the line in first. Looks like Adrian second, Etienne third, Tyler in fourth place, Robert fifth, Wayne sixth, Thomas seventh place, Michael in eighth, and VDV unfortunately retiring. Guys, thank you very much. We'll see you on Monday night. Looking forward to having you. Till then, guys, keep racing and thanks for watching. Yos.